just go ahead and talk about each one of these individually without sorting them quite yet, just so you can kind of understand my thoughts. Young lady back here in the back, that is a long-sided, good-bodied, big-boned kind of a heifer that I think has a lot of quality when we talk about her from a maternal as well as more of a terminal incentive perspective. She's still relatively good structured, specifically up front. I think her shoulder blade lays on smooth. She's got some set to her knee. I like all of those things about her. If I was going to get critical on this heifer, she's probably a touch shorter faced for my liking, a little thicker at the top side of her neck, and she could become a little bit better in terms of just the use of her hock and the set of her pastern down low. But again, that is a muscular, powerful kind of a female that's bold in terms of her body shape, and I think complements this particular breed and their strengths to a very, very high degree. Young lady in the purple over here brings one, again, a little bit different in terms of her style and fashion, because if I were to just judge these two based from a structural perspective, I think this heifer is very, very nice. They're clean jointed, very good in terms of the shape of her feet and her soundness, especially when she's navigating the ring. I hesitate a touch more on this heifer, kind of on either end of her. Again, up front, probably a touch thicker neck. She comes with a bit more chest to her. And again, I want to lengthen her out, square her up in terms of her hip ever so slightly. Two very, very high quality heifers that are presented nicely. I'm going to put the mic down and let's congratulate these two. I'll show you the order that I like them in with my champion first.
Our champion Charlotte heifer is Dawson Sedman. Our reserve champion heifer is Brianna Hollingsworth. Coming to the ring now, we should have our Hereford exhibitors, Asher Defoe, Audrey Burke, and Asher Defoe. Third call for our main Anjou, Trigg Sedman, Kendra Landers, and Riley Vetter. Third call for main Anjou. Second call for Simmental, Braden Jacobson, and Braden Vetter. First call for Shorthorn, Ethan Breton, and Ella Berry. I should have. Once again, we'd like to thank Kelly from Rugged Grace Photography for attending our breeding beef show again this year. All images that she takes today will be available to the contestants and their families for free on our website. Find her on Facebook for more information at Rugged Grace Photography. Thank you.
Three Herefords out here, and again, I'll talk about each one of them individually. Young man brings me a nice calf, a nice little heifer calf. Says she's born in the beginning of April. I think it's admirable, kind of the growth and performance that this particular heifer has at this age. I think she reads very, very feminine as well in terms of the length of her neck, the comfort of her top line, and the set of her ankle down at the surface are all very, very good. Obviously, I'd add a pretty significant age deficit in relation to the other two that are out here in contention, but congratulations on bringing a very nice calf to the county fair. Young lady that's in the middle here, obviously an older and more mature kind of a cow, and I found out when they were circling in the ring that the calf behind her belongs to her. I think this is a good uddered kind of a cow. She's good bodied. She's got some fleshing ability and represents true cow value. Out here in relation to maybe another one, she can come off just a touch a little bit more old school in terms of the shape of her head and the length of her neck, but a very, very nice cow that looks like she's good structured and will be able to maintain a long productive life in production with some longevity as well. Young lady that's going to be all the way up front brings me a fresh, feminine, and good structured kind of a heifer here. Obviously, probably not quite as deep and soft in terms of her rear rib back to her flank in relation to the big mature cow behind her, but that's a very, very nice one that's presented nice and shown nicely as well. Let's put our hands together for these Hereford exhibitors. I'll shake the hand of my champion, followed by reserve.
Our champion Hereford heifer is with Audrey Burke. Reserve champion was Asher Defoe. And in third place, again, Asher Defoe. Coming in the ring now, we have our main Anjou class with Trigg Sedman, Kendrick Landers, and Riley Vetter. Our single class of Simmental, Braden Jacobson, Braden Vetter. You should be coming to the holding area. And it'll be third call for Shorthorn, Ethan Breton and Ella Berry.
Again, just three here in this division, and I'll go ahead and talk about each one of them. Young man over here on the end brings me a nice heifer. When she's in motion, she's level spine, she's clean jointed, and I like the athleticism and flexibility that can be found at the surface. A little bit more generic in terms of her neck shape and a little bit of chest there. Probably wish I could soften her up ever so slightly, but that's a sound structured, nice made heifer that's got some femininity from the side. A young lady here in the middle with kind of the baldy or the blaze face type type heifer. She's big, she's woofy. I love the depth of her rib cage and the turn that it comes with. She's surprisingly pretty powerful when we get behind the cattle as well. If I was going to modify her ever so slightly, it would become at the set of her hock. She reaches her stride, and I like the comfort of her pastern down low. Probably just a touch excessive in the set of her hock, but that's being critical on a very, very nice heifer in this particular lineup. Young man that's going to be up front, the longest necked and probably has the most presence to her. I love the shape of her head as well. She's good-bodied and pretty good in terms of her top line too. I think when we get the cattle in motion, she becomes a little bit more piecey, specifically right in the mid part of her back, and I wish that I could square her up ever so slightly in terms of the length and the squareness to her hip. Probably not just the biggest boned one out here, but still relatively mobile when we talk about studying her hock and pastern down at the surface. Let's congratulate these exhibitors. Close call up top, and I'll show you the way that I like them.
Coming in the ring now, we have our Simmental class with Braden Jacobson and Braden Vetter. For our main Anju or main cross class, our champion was Riley Vetter, reserve champion was Trigg Sedman, and in third we have Kendrick Landers.
Two very, very nice heifers out here representing the Simmental division. I'll go ahead and talk about them in no particular order. Young man here with a cowboy hat brings me a very, very nice cow. I think this thing, in terms of femininity, comfort of angles, body shape, and even with having a calf at side, the quality of her udder, I think is very, very good. And I like a lot of pieces about this heifer. With her being as feminine and maternal as what she is from the side, she still comes with the right kind of turn to her upper rib cage. She's got some good pin set to her, and obviously she was able to maintain some flesh even with a calf at side. That's a very nice heifer in this particular lineup. Young man with a foundation heifer, a little bit more colored up, and again, femininity and refinement, cleanliness of joints, and still being pretty good in terms of her structure are all things that are admirable about this particular heifer. A little frailer when we probably study her at the surface, but that's being awfully critical on a heifer that I think is very, very competitive as well. I'm going to put the mic down and show show you guys how I like them. But very, very competitive division. Both of these exhibitors should be very proud to be exhibiting these heifers.
We have our champion Simmental is Braden Vetter. Reserve champion is Braden Jacobson. Coming in the ring now, we have our shorthorn class. We have Ethan Breton and Ella Berry. Following that class, you should be in the makeup area. Any other English with Dylan Vernon and Grace Berry. Following the any other English breed, we'll be doing our grand drive. If you were a champion in your breed, please be getting ready for the grand drive.
Just two of them out here representing our shorthorn division. Young lady over here with the older heifer, I think is incredibly shapely, opened up, powerful, and comes with the right kind of bone work underneath of her. If I was going to modify this heifer in any one regard, I'd fix her chest, give her some more underlying balance, and probably soften her up in terms of her rear structure. But that's still a good-looking kind of a heifer that's got a lot of muscularity and power, and still is able to maintain and catch her stride when she's traveling around the ring. Young man that's up front with a louder marked heifer, I love her from a body shape perspective. I think of the two that she hits me cleaner in terms of her joint work and probably a touch sounder, specifically in the use of her hock and her rear pastern. Probably not quite as dimensional as the heifer that lands right behind her. From a balance perspective, this heifer just suits me a bit better. Young man up front is going to be my champion in this division, followed up by the young lady. Congratulations to these exhibitors.
Our champion shorthorn is Ethan Breton. Our reserve champion is Ella Berry. Coming in the ring now, we have our any other English, 2 entries, Dylan Vernon and Grace Berry. Again, if you were a champion in your breed, please be making your way to the holding area for the grand drive.
Three nice heifers in this division here. A young man with the red heifer over on the left side here brings me one that's easy fleshing, good bodied, cow like in terms of the shape of her head and just her look from the side. I like those parts about her. Clean jointed and still relatively good in terms of her structure. With not knowing all of the breeds behind them, she is a little thicker about the top side of her neck and maybe just her throat and down to her chest. But again, that's a good, easy fleshing, good made, good bodied kind of a heifer in this particular lineup. Young man that's going to be in the middle here with a baldy heifer, long-sided and level in terms of her top line. Probably doesn't come with the same kind of body depth and shape today in relation to the other two on either side of her. Could probably make her a touch bigger and more punchy about her bone work as well. And then the young lady in the red, again, very similar suit in terms of the heifer that's over on the far end. Good bodied, smooth shouldered, and good structured. Probably could make this heifer a touch bigger in terms of her bone work and make her stand out more from a feature perspective, but a very, very nice heifer in this particular lineup. I'm going to go ahead and put the mic down, congratulate my champion in reserve. Good work to these exhibitors. Let's show them some appreciation.
In our any other English class, our grand champion was Grace Berry. Our reserve champion was Dylan Vernon, and Dylan Vernon with our third place as well. For the final drive, we are going to need Brianna Hollingsworth with her Black Angus, Dawson Edmond with Charlet, Audrey Burke with her Hereford, Riley Vetter with her Maine, Braden Vetter with his Simmental, Ethan Breton with his Shorthorn, and Grace Berry with her Any Other English.
Well, I know we got the Bulls left after this particular drive, but it's been fun. Obviously, numbers have been a touch smaller in some of the respected divisions, but at the same time, I was able to keep true to my priorities of making them sound structured, clean jointed, coming with some body, freshness, femininity, and then adding on some power on top of that. And I think there's a handful of heifers out here that fit me very, very nicely. And these exhibitors should be proud to be able to exhibit livestock with the quality that they have in this ring here today. I have the pleasure of judging quite a few shows, and truthfully, the quality that's out here today fits in, and it even raises the bar in relation to some of the areas that I get to evaluate at. Let's congratulate these exhibitors for a job well done today, and I'll go show you my champion in reserve.
Our champion overall heifer is with Braden Vetter, and our reserve champion heifer is Brianna Hollingsworth. Congratulations to you all. We will be moving into our bulls. We have a Continental bull and an Angus bull. The Continental that will be coming into the ring is Braden Vetter, and the Angus bull coming into the ring will be Grace Berry. And at this time, we have Grace Berry coming into the ring with her Black Angus bull.
A nice February-born Angus bull calf here, and honestly, I think he represents really good practical cattle, especially even at his younger age. Good-bodied, has some crests of his neck already developing. He's long and he's level about his hip, and he's got some masculinity from behind. Not the biggest boned animal that we've probably seen today, but good-bodied. He's got some muscles, got some power, he's got some look as well. Congratulations to this young lady on winning the Angus Bull division.
Congratulations, Grace, on your champion Angus Bull. We have in the ring now Braden Vetter with his Continental Bull.
A good-looking bull from the side here, purebred Simmental is what the young man tells me. Nice presence to him in terms of head and neck. I like that. He's very smooth in terms of his shoulder blade. You know, if I was going to get critical on this guy, we could probably horse him up ever so slightly, specifically from behind and right out of the backside of his shoulder blade. Probably like to see a touch more testicular development at this age as well. But if we're sorting them from the side, that's a long-necked, good-looking kind of a bull that's very good structured as well. Congratulations to this young man.
Congratulations, Braden Vetter, on your champion Simmental Bull.
Two nice bulls here that represent their breeds very, very well, in my opinion. 2 Februaries here. And before I announce who I'm going to select to be my champion in the bull division, just wanted to take a moment to thank Laramie County for having me out here, and specifically Nicole. I know that it was challenging. We had multiple canceled flights on my side of things, and I was on a bit of a timeline crunch, needing to get back to a wedding as well. So everything went smoothly here. The ring help has been great. The young people have been even better, and I've been impressed with the quality. So congratulations to each and every exhibitor that was here today. It was very, very fun to be able to work with each of you. Young lady up front, again, we talked about that bull in his division, good-bodied. I was impressed by how much masculinity he had at a younger age. I liked those things about him. We talked about maybe making him a touch bigger in terms of his bone work as well, and then we have a completely different speed here. And the young man's bull, he's good-looking, sharp-fronted, level-topped, and good-structured. I'm going to stay true to what I think makes good quality beef bulls. Young lady up front in the red's going to be my champion. We'll follow him up by the cowboy for reserve.
Our overall champion bull is Grace Berry. Reserve champion is Braden Vetter. We'd like to once again give our judge today, Tommy Norman, a huge thank you for judging our show today. We really appreciate you coming out and taking the time to evaluate the cattle. And helping our kids out. Thank you very much. If any of the exhibitors from today would like a backdrop picture, we're verifying that that area is clear to take pictures. If the area is clear, the judge has about 15 minutes to be able to take pictures. He does need to be out of here prompt. But if there is any exhibitors that would like a backdrop taken and it is clear, we will meet you back there to take pictures. At this time, we will not have anything until 1 o'clock, where we will start the Supreme Cow contest at 1.